Greetings, fellow seeker. As promised, I'd like to explain to you, if you wish to, how to screw things up totally, according to a plan, shall we say. And what I'd like to do is to illustrate to you how you can avoid screwing up by refusing to follow the instructions I'm about to provide for you. So are you ready? First thing that you have to understand is that if you muck around too much, you're not going to get very good outcomes. Too much mucking around equals not enough achieved. So how does it happen? How do you get good at mucking up? Well, rule number one is don't have any sense of direction. Don't rely on any technologies or any compasses, maps, charts, plans. Go into your next project with no sense of direction whatsoever. Just strike out in any direction you wish. Remember, if you were to drive a tractor out into a field and you were to turn the wheel a mere eighth of a turn, your destination at the end of a 3-mile drive will be very different from the destination you would achieve if you were going in a straight line towards where you're supposed to be going. So let's compound the error, shall we? Let's make sure we really end up in a totally different place from where we set out to go. Don't have a sense of direction is my advice. If you really want to screw up, just set off willy-nilly, drive off into the wilderness, make the best of it as you can. You don't need to use any kind of guidance whatsoever. Just set off as you feel necessary. That is my piece of advice number one for getting stuff messed up comprehensively. Advice number two for how to mess things up is go out there willy-nilly without a clue of what the outcome you're seeking to achieve might be. Don't have a clear sense of what your outcome is going to be. That's crazy talk. Nope, it's so much better if you were to just strike out willy-nilly and make stuff up as you go along. You don't need to know what the outcome is going to be because, let's face it, if it were that important, you would have plotted it in the first place. So let's treat every project that we engage in the same level of incompetence that we have so far in our lives. Let's just strike out randomly without any clue about what the outcome is going to be and pledge to ourselves that we're just going to make it up as we go along. So now we have two ways to muck it up, really. First way, just set off. Don't have a fixed point. Don't have a fixed destination. Don't use any kind of technology, charts, maps, guidance. Don't listen to other people. Don't take on other people's experiences or read books. Just set out. You'll get there eventually, won't you? After all, the Earth is a sphere. So if you turn around and keep walking in the same direction long enough, you're bound to get back to where you started. And again, if you don't know what your outcome is going to be, great. Just strike out. Don't have a clear idea of what you want to achieve. I mean, it's not that important really, is it? Think of it this way. If you don't know what you're trying to achieve, when you don't get it, you won't be disappointed. Hint and tip number 3 for how to screw things up is don't establish any means for success. Don't prove success in any way. You don't need to know what success is going to look like. You don't need milestones or signs. You don't need to achieve small victories or to log and track your progress. Nope. I think it's much better if you haven't got a clue what success looks like. Set out without a sense of direction. Have not a clue about what your outcome is going to be. And above all, don't map your successes. Because if you're going to start mapping your successes, it's going to start looking like you do have a clue what you want. And after all, you don't. So don't pretend you do. Just don't use strategies of any kind other than the strategy of just striking out without a purpose, without a direction, without any kind of time scale. You don't need strategies. Don't employ tactics, methods or plans. Just get out there, make it up as you go along. The more often you make it up as you go along, the longer it's going to take you to get the success that you desire. So, if you're hell-bent on screwing things up and messing up, follow these very, very good pieces of advice. Number 1, don't have any sense of direction about where you're going. Number 2, don't consider what the outcome you're seeking to achieve might be. Number 3, don't employ strategies or tactics or plans to try and get what you want. Number 4, be blissfully unaware of any markers of success that might happen along your way. If you engage in a project using these 4 simple rules, you're going to be able to mess up quite effectively every time. Do we need to reiterate one more time? I think I've made this mistake myself on many occasions. As I pointed out to you in the past, when I set out on this particular journey, I set out without any sense of strategy whatsoever. I didn't know what my outcomes were going to be on a day-to-day basis. I didn't plot, mark them. I didn't have any sense of direction. I just knew that I was going, quotes, forward. Well, forward is nice, but as I've said before, if you jump into a boat and you point it out into the ocean, and your eventual arrival point should be New York, but you're pointing at Rio de Janeiro, well, that's what's going to happen, isn't it? You're going to end up in Rio. Most people who have engaged in any kind of project in the past and succeeded have had a clear idea of what it is they wish to achieve, how they're going to get there, how long it's going to take them, what outcomes they're seeking to achieve, and what success looks like. If you rob yourself of these elements and throw yourself into a project with no sense, plan, clue whatsoever, I can guarantee you that you're going to screw it up. So, fellow seeker, if you want to screw up your next project, just follow these simple instructions. Drop some notes in the comments if you so desire, if you have done this in the past. And if you want to succeed in your next project, essentially listen to what I've said today and do the opposite. To appeal to you not to be like the vast majority of people who will watch and move on, I'd like to ask you to vote with your finger, click on subscribe, and then you can receive updates, new technologies, and new ways to make your life better. I can't leave without a final recap. So, here we go again. If you want to mess up, it's honestly better just to muck around. You don't need to know where you're going. You don't need to have any metrics for success, and you certainly don't need to apply any strategies to enable you to get where you want to go. Anyway, why would you need strategies to get where you want to go if you don't know where you're going in the first place? Follow my advice if you want to muck around. If you don't want to muck around, ignore my advice and do precisely the opposite. Do have a plan of where you're going. Do have an idea of the outcomes you want to achieve. Do have metrics for success. And do have strategies that are going to get you where you want to go. Quite simply. I hope this has been useful to you, and I will catch you on the other side. And now, apparently contradicting everything I've said so far, I'd like to leave you with one final thought, which is, whatever it is you dare to do or dream, begin it now.